we have our special guest?
Yeah.
Well, excuse me. Let's go ahead and welcome in a guy who calls Mansfield, Ohio, his own. He has since moved on and is going to bigger and better things, fighting for an American Championship on August 19th on Friday night, looking for some retribution from his last fight that did not go the way that we all thought that it should have went. So we get a chance to talk about that right here and now. Can we please welcome into the program Chaise, Pretty Boy, Nelson.
Yeah, see, look, he's growing his hair out too.
Yeah, it looks like you got a little bit longer, dude, than we're accustomed to seeing.
Yeah, I need a haircut. I just been out here training, man, so I haven't really had time grinding.
Well, if you had an opportunity to watch any of our dumbness the last 2 minutes and you've seen Storm's hairstyle here, do you have any recommendations for what he could do next week to kind of switch it up but also keep it a little bit out of control?
I didn't get to see much, but just do what he feels. Just do what he wants to do, you know? Live your best. Who cares?
See, Chaise has got me. Chaise understands, y'all.
Not very many people understand Storm, so we're glad that we could bring you in to be that expert here for us, Chaise. And one more debate that I'd like you to settle. 4 out of the 5 of us agree that fall is the best season of them all.
Oh, absolutely.
Without question?
Money.
So my birthday's in October, so like I love fall.
Yeah, nice. October birthday.
Every year, that's what I look forward to fall time. I love fall time.
Well, tell us, you said you've just been kind of training nonstop. Where are you at right now? What you been up to?
I'm in Houston, Texas, and I just been up there a whole lot of nothing. Just in the gym nonstop. So, I kind of had a short camp this time, so I really had to like pick the pace up, and we just been training hard, 3 times a day. And I'm about to leave Wednesday, fly out there to Colombia, South America, weigh in Thursday, fight Friday.
So when you have a shorter fight camp like you have, you're trying to squeeze more in. You said you were getting in like 3 training sessions per day to try to make up for it just being a shorter period of time?
Absolutely. So, you have to come ready. So, we were fixing some things from last fight, and we were just, like the workouts aren't as long, they're shorter, so you're, it's fresh in mind, but you still need to like be consistent. You've been doing, mostly 3 times a day.
All right, Chaise. Obviously, we've been talking about, shorter camp in between fights here this time. So I'll just come right out and say, from that last fight, how do you deal mentally while you're doing some of this training too? How do you deal mentally with a decision that, we've said here, we don't agree with, and maybe inside you don't agree with it either? How do you kind of deal with that going forward while you're preparing for the next fight? Like, is it in the back of your head the whole time as motivation, or do you try and push that out and just focus on the next one ahead?
So I don't agree with it at all. I think how you win fights is being effective. You come forward the whole time not being effective, then coming forward for no reason. So we're going to still do the same thing, but we're going to go forward and just let my hands go more. They said I was running a lot, even though I was completely outboxing the guy. I think we had a pretty smart game plan. The only reason, or the only way he could even close to winning that fight was if I traded with him. So the whole plan the whole time was to not let him set his feet, keep his feet moving, and use my movement and my boxing. And we did that. So I can't really let it get to me. I can't control what these judges think, regardless of what anybody says. I was a white guy in South Texas with Ohio State belt fighting a Hispanic fighter with all Hispanic judges with a big crowd. He has a big following here. He's a really respected fighter here, and he is a tough fighter. He just doesn't have that factor when it comes to somebody like me. He couldn't box. The only chance to go straight forward and let his hands go. So we're just gonna try to get the out punch up a lot and move forward a little bit more.
All right, Chaise, kind of piggybacking off of what Hayden just said, but Brian and I watched the fight, and we thought you got robbed. We thought you won that fight, but can you use this as motivation coming into this one? It's got to be in the crawl of your stomach right now. Can you use that as more motivation to just go out there and get things done?
Absolutely. I was sick after that fight, because I feel like I worked really hard, and I was being told in between rounds, hey, this is a easy fight for you. You got it won. It's in the bag. Just keep being smart. So I feel like I got a chip on my shoulder, and I feel like people act differently when they're not on top. When their hands not raised. So yeah, I plan on making a big statement in this fight, and I'm not playing no games. I'm not gonna let nobody celebrate a draw as he did at the end of that fight. So I'm coming in there to not box. I'm coming in there just to walk straight forward and take somebody's head off. So.
I like that.
What's up, Chaise? I just want to ask, how often does your training change from fight to fight, and how does each camp vary?
So recently, I've been back to back to back to back. So after this fight, I'm actually gonna take a break for just a little bit. Probably like next year, you guys will see me. But each camp is just the same as always. It's just hard work. We get up early in the morning, we do our runs or swims. We do strength conditioning in the afternoon, and then in the evening it's boxing. So it's hard work and really hard on your body. So I think it's always good to let yourself take a break here and there. And like I said, I've been back to back to back in camps. So I'm ready for that break, man.
What's up, Chaise? I was just wondering, man, what are the biggest things you think you've learned as you become more of an experienced fighter and you've grown along with the sport? Just what are some of the big things that you maybe thought were true at the beginning that aren't now, and just what you've learned the most?
So I've never grown up like a patient person, but with the program, you have to be very just take your time, settle in, and things will come. But just be patient. You've got to have patience, especially when fights are falling through, and you're negotiating money and stuff like that. So it's a very difficult sport when it comes to boxing, but patience is like the biggest thing that I've learned as I've been pro.
Well, how do you approach fight week now? I mean, the hard work is done. You're just 4 days away from getting to compete for that belt one more time. What do the next 3 nights look like for you? How are you going to spend them?
Just working on my weight. I'm pretty there, just relaxing, watching tape, and playing in my mind how the fight's going to go. I'm really big on visualizing and watching tape and stuff like that. So I'm one of those guys. I think a mind is like a very powerful tool, and if you can think about how the fight's gonna go and think about how your hand's gonna get raised, it's gonna happen. So I guess manifesting is like a big part of who I am. So.
And real quickly, because I know you were just back in Mansfield and you got a chance to be in the fight camp with Zane Finley and Cody Stevens. What's your thoughts on Sparkplug and how he's looking heading into his first ever career fight?
I'm a big fan. I mean, the kid has a lot of talent. I would do stand up with them to get them prepared for their fight. That's part of all of them. And Zane's been doing this, his whole life. So I'm very excited to see how it turns out. I'm sure he'll get the win. And those guys work really hard. Cody Stevens is a great coach. He's very hard on guys. Takes it very serious. So it was refreshing to be in there at them and seeing how they train and seeing how hard they work and how bad they really want to. They're all really tough guys, by the way. And I'm really thank you.
Well, just give us the details on how we can watch your fight on Saturday night, man. How do we all tune in and get Mansfield in your corner?
It should be on Talkbox. If you go on Facebook, it'll be on Talkbox. I'm not going to lie to you. It is a foreign country, so I don't know how well the live is going to be, but it will be on Talkbox. TACBOX.
All right, pretty boy Chaise Nelson out there in Houston right now, getting in some rest before he goes to try to capture that crown, man. Hey, always thanks for the time. Appreciate it, Chaise.
Good luck, man.